It's burning up. The piston is an important component that drives the reciprocating motion in the engine cylinder block. Its working principle is to generate power by compressing the gas and air ignited by the spark plug to drive the engine. The production of the piston starts with an aluminum rod. Aluminum is the most ideal material for making pistons because it is relatively lightweight, less prone to rusting, and also easy to cut. The machine first cuts it into small pieces of a certain length, and then the technician transfers it to the mold. Then it is heated with flames until the temperature reaches 800 C required for forging the piston. It is then placed into a punch press while it is hot, and the punch press applies 2,000 tons of pressure to compress it, making it the initial shape of the piston. After stamping is completed, soak it in water to cool and carefully inspect to ensure that the piston is flawless. Then, put it back into the punching machine for forging. The stamping process requires lubricating oil for cooling. The technician threw the stamped piston into the container, which was still very hot. They needed at least 1 hour. Let's cool down before proceeding to the next step of processing. The technician transferred it to the oven for baking twice. The first time using a very high temperature to strengthen the piston, and the second time using a lower temperature to stabilize the metal. After heating, place it into the lathe and then use a blade to cut the shape of the piston. After cutting, use a drill bit to drill a row of small holes for the piston, which are used to facilitate or flow to lubricate the piston. The technician uses another lathe to cut 3 mm on top, and then cuts 3 grooves on top, 2 of which are used to install compression rings, and the other groove is used to install all control rings. These rings also help the piston slide and seal the cylinder. The machine drills a circular hole in the middle of the piston, which is used to connect the piston to the connecting rod. After drilling, use a milling machine to remove 8 mm from both sides of the piston to reduce the overall weight of the piston. The white liquid is lubricant, which is responsible for cooling the machine. After the cutting on both sides is completed, the next machine is responsible for cutting the top piston head, which is used to install piston rings to prevent high temperature and high pressure gas from entering the crankcase, and also to prevent oil from entering during combustion. After the cutting is completed, drill out the company name and product information on it for the convenience of users to view. The next step is polishing. The technician carefully polishes the sharp edges and then uses a belt grinder to polish them until they are smooth and round, as sharp edges can damage the cylinder. After polishing, place it in the cleaning machine and use high-pressure deionized water to spray the piston. The cleaning process can remove the lubricating oil generated during the manufacturing process. After blowing it dry with an air gun, the production of the piston is completed.